Hey guys, Uncle Ray, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. You know, the goal of this channel has always been to help people get into the group that actually make money in crypto. Unfortunately, over 90% of everyone investing in altcoins especially lose money. We want to change that. So therefore, I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear. And one thing that I find disappointing about being a so-called, crypto influencer or whatever is that no one is searching for the truth. They are selling you lies, misinformation, FOMO. They spin all this BS. They make up stuff and they tell you these theories and they act like they are facts. And most don't have merit. That being said, in this video, we're going to talk about the relationship between Bitcoin and gold. Now, this is a long-term theory, but I think it has merit. And I cannot be more bullish on Bitcoin. If I woke up tomorrow and Bitcoin crashed to 50K or lower, I would sell some of my real estate and start stacking. I truly believe that it's the future. That being said, I don't think anyone would disagree that that Bitcoin has a future. And I don't think anyone would disagree that Wall Street and the world has woken up to the fact that it is. So I'm going to run a theory by you, and I really want to know what you think in the comment section. Now, I'm not a Bitcoin maxi, but I'm getting there. However, I can't imagine holding an altcoin, hodling an altcoin long term until we get to the point where we understand which project has a future. And I believe that over 99.9% of all altcoins are shit coins. They're not set up for us to make money. They're manipulated. I'm not going to call them a scam because they're not regulated, so therefore they're not breaking the law. But they're going to disappear. That's why I constantly short crypto. However, that being said, hit the like button. Let's dive into this theory. All right, guys, I know it's brutal right now. But if you are bullish on Bitcoin or altcoins, you might want to start stacking. I believe altcoins are going to bounce into the new year, but I'll be selling all of my altcoins. I am shorting and I am buying some altcoins on the dip with low leverage. Here's some alpha for you before we get into that theory. 80 to 90% of everyone investing in crypto are not doing that on spot. They are using leverage, and when things start to pump, they are either shorting or they're just taking profits. All right, let's dive into it. Guys, I know it's really brutal right now. I mean, everything pretty much is down. Now, this token right here, MERL, in my opinion, has no future. I've researched it. The founder, I don't trust. He's already done what I consider a rug pull, and it's pumping. Well, we're shorting it in our inner circle. Why? Because I believe when this day's over, this green circle will be red. And if you have an interest in shorting, we'll talk about that at the end of the video. All right, let's dive into it. Now, guys, if you've been tracking the M2 money supply, Bitcoin tracks tit for tat. And now we're getting this huge gap. Well, I believe that gap will be filled. So that is one reason, a huge reason to be bullish on Bitcoin. Now, guys, if someone offered me and I've been in real estate for many, many years. I've flipped a lot of houses, and it's been good to me. But if someone came to me today and said, look, Ray, I'm going to give you, say, $1 million house, but you can't sell for 10 years. I'm going to give you $1 million worth of gold, or I'm going to give you $1 million worth of Bitcoin. Guys, I'd take the Bitcoin. Not only would I take the Bitcoin, if they said I'm just going to give you $250,000 of Bitcoin, I would still take that over those other two assets. Now, that's just me. But check this out, guys. Texas is the first state to officially have a Bitcoin reserve. Now, they only bought 10 million. But countries all over the world, like El Salvador, are starting to stack Bitcoin. And Wall Street is stacking Bitcoin in their treasuries. And the world literally wants more Bitcoin. I believe it's the only hard money we've ever had. And Texas is the first one, and then they're just going to create a trend. And then I don't know when, but I truly believe that the U.S. government is going to announce that they are stacking Bitcoin, because the code or whatever, the policy has already been written that they have to figure out ways to add Bitcoin to our reserves, but they can't print money to do that. But they can use tariff money and a lot of other ways to do that. And I think it is coming. And when that day comes, it's going to shock people. All right. Now, there's a lot of smart people out there that are non-biased. Guys, I don't care. I really don't care what the answer is. I don't care what the future is. I do my deep dives for me. I share with my community. And I just want to be correct in my thinking. That's why I'm non-biased. But a lot of smart people are talking about gold being in a bubble. And I believe it is going to become a bubble. And at the end of this video, we're going to talk about my exact theory. And again, let me know if you think it has merit. Now, we know there's only 21 million Bitcoin ever. We can't get dumped on. It doesn't matter even if Satoshi opens his wallet. And realistically, most people believe we're only going to have like 15 million Bitcoin because of all the money that has been lost. Well, check this out, guys. This will never happen to Bitcoin. Saudi just uncovered 11 million tons of copper, zinc, gold, and silver. Now, I can't get the exact number, but the estimates are somewhere around $240 billion to $500 billion worth of gold that Saudi can mine and dump on the world. Now, check this out, guys. We know that like China is stacking and stacking and stacking gold. But as this guy says, something to think about. Not all that glitters is gold. If tariffs worsen and the dollar shortage, buying gold becomes a strategic liability, not a strength. Will they defend the yuan or keep stockpiling gold? I think they would start selling some of their gold. Now, here's my long-term theory. Guys, we all know that no one cares about us. No one. Not one government out there, not one politician. No one cares. We are just exit liquidity. So, here's what I think will happen. I believe that the governments, Wall Street, the massive whales around the world are going to create an immense bubble in gold. And all the dumb money, all the retail is going to get all excited and keep stacking gold. Well, then they are going to dump their gold, short that gold, and take those profits and create the same thing in Bitcoin. So they're going to go from gold, take those profits, and make Bitcoin the global reserve. And I believe that could happen next year, or definitely in the next 5 years. No ifs and buts about it. So I'm not going to hodl any altcoins, but guys, I don't think you can stack enough Bitcoin. Never sell your Bitcoin. Just learn to borrow against it. All right. That being said, guys, whether you agree with that theory or not, I think it has merit. But for me, outside of Bitcoin, any altcoin that starts to pump, I'm going to short it. And if you want to learn how to short, I have what I believe the best shorting course on the planet. I want to build the most sophisticated, educated community in crypto that know how to short. So I've created a 13 video course that teaches you how my strategy works. And guys, we don't short on down days like today. Everybody, oh, we're going lower, let's short. No, just start stacking now on light leverage, and then you dump on everyone when the FOMO kicks in. But anything that pumps with bad tokenomics, which is 99% of all altcoins, and the altcoins that don't make any money, guys, you take their head off. You short it and you ride it to the bottom, because most altcoins are going to disappear once the speculation does. And they're going to crash just like they have after every cycle. And they're going to crash down, 90, 93, 97, 99.9%. I truly believe that. So we short the pumps, we short the all-time highs, and it's been working extremely well. So you get all that in the course, and you get a Zoom call with me, so you'll understand my strategy for sure, and I answer any questions, and you get 5 months of my inner circle for only $250. That's the best value in crypto if you ask me. Now, that being said, guys, if you need some help getting a game plan for the remainder of this cycle, or for 2026, I have a portfolio course, 18 videos, answers pretty much everything you need from A to Z. It gets you to understand how to compare these projects, how to understand tokenomics, why no matter how good a project is or how much utility it has, if it has bad tokenomics, guys, it's going to crash. And you need to understand market cap. And anyone out there that tells you market cap doesn't matter, they're absolutely fools, and they're lying to you. Be careful who you listen to. So anyway, you get my portfolio course, then you get a Zoom call with me where we go through your portfolio and I help you get a game plan, whatever that is. And you get 5 months of my inner circle for $250 as well, or you can just join the inner circle. That being said, whether you take me up on any of that or not, which I'll leave a link in the comments and in the description of my email, reach out. But whether you take me up on any of that or not, guys, do yourself a favor, get a game plan, take profits, or you're going to become the prophets. So that being said, guys, let me know what you think in the comments about my theory. Hit the like button, doesn't cost you anything, and come back and be part of this community. And 2 more things, guys. If the majority were right, the majority would be rich. And if you don't take profits, you're going to become the prophets. That's all I got, guys. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section. Take care.